So in this video I'm going to use direct instruction to show Georgie how to read a descriptive expository text because this may be important in his schoolwork, his future career, his day-to-day life, reading the newspaper. Okay, so Georgie, today I'm going to be teaching you how to read a descriptive expository text. This is important for you to learn because it can be important for your schoolwork, for you to understand your schoolwork, for you to become employed when you graduate, to read the newspaper, to vote, to do a whole bunch of things. So first I'm going to model reading the text to myself while using Think Aloud. And then I'm going to model using the graphic organizer to organize my thoughts. And then I'm going to do this with Georgie so that we do it together. And then Georgie is going to be left on his own to use a graphic organizer to read expository text. So it could be a different paragraph in the textbook so that he learns how to generalize these skills. So, Georgie, first, when I take the book, I will read the title. And this title is South America on a Shoestring, Big Trips on a Small Budget. And on the top corner, it says Lonely Planet. So if I know that Lonely Planet makes travel books, then I could assume that this book is probably going to be about South America and how to travel it. Then the second part of the title says On a Shoestring. So this is part of a saying, like a shoestring budget means that you don't have a large budget. So this tells me that this book might be telling me how to travel South America on a small budget. So if I turn to page 205, on the side of the page it says Bolivia. So this tells me that this part of the text is probably going to be about Bolivia. And the part that I'm going to read has Copacabana as a title on top of the paragraph. So this tells me that this paragraph is probably going to be about Copacabana. So, nestled between two hills and perched on the southern shores of Lake Titicaca, Copacabana is a small, bright, and enchanting town. So the first part of this sentence tells me where Copacabana is located. It says, nestled between two hills and perched on the southern shore of Lake Titicaca. Copacabana is a small, bright, and enchanting town. So the second part of the sentence tells me that Copacabana is small, that it's bright, and that it's an enchanting town. So this, to me, tells me that the town might have really friendly locals, or because they use the word enchanting, it might be a really pretty town. Maybe there's little small shops that I can go to and buy presents or buy coffee or clothes, or the use of the word bright tells me that perhaps the buildings are painted brightly, or there's lots of people around and the town is lively. The next sentence says, it was for centuries the site of religious pilgrimages, and today the pilgrims flock to fiestas. Then has a dash and says the locals love to party. So the first part of the sentence uses the word centuries. This is a word that describes hundreds of years. So clearly this town was the site of religious pilgrimages. So this means that people walk to this town and practice religion there. It was an important place for their religion. Today it says the pilgrims still flock to fiestas. The locals love to party, so this tells me that in this town, people are most likely to, be friendly and drink and dance and eat on, Friday nights or Saturday nights, or maybe even the weekend or the weekdays. I don't know what the culture is like there. Okay, so to make a graphic organizer, you can put the main idea of the sentence in the middle of the page. So the main idea of this text would be Copacabana. So I'm going to write Copacabana. In the middle of the page and circle it. And then you can use little spokes that come out of each side of the circle. And on the end of these spokes, we can write different information about Copacabana. So if I use the first sentence, it told me where Copacabana is located. So reading it, it says that it's between two hills, perched on the southern shore of Lake Titicaca. So I think that it's important that I know that it's on Lake Titicaca. So I'm going to put on Lake Titicaca. And then I'm also going to put that it's between two hills, just in case I get lost when I'm traveling there and I need something to show me where it is, between two hills. And then another piece of information is that it's small, bright, and enchanting. So I'm going to write that: small, bright,